Howdy friends, I'm in my Ford Mustang. Sorry, my t-shirt is all spelled wrong because my phone is flipped. So I didn't do any more upgrades since the last video, so I still have only K&N filter, just regular air filter, but K&N, not the intake, and Flowmaster exhaust kit, right? And I still didn't do anything about the resonator because the mechanic said it would be too loud if I go with a resonator delete kit, which Flowmaster offers for this car. And plus that resonator delete, according to some videos I saw on YouTube, you only gain like, I don't know, 3-4 horsepower, you know. So I went with this. This is a Hypertech max energy programmer. So this is the one that already has tunes, like, you know, canned, what they call them, canned tunes, pre-made. And I'm okay with that because on like 91 gas you get 14 horsepower extra and about like 12 or 15 torque, which should be great. And so yesterday, I just got it yesterday. I didn't install it yet. So what I did do is, it's always recommended to update them, you know. And the thing comes with a disc, with a CD disc. You know, most computers now, they don't have CD players, right? Like, and I wanted to update this one, and I took it with me. I went to Woodstock, Ontario for a night to a hotel. And I'm like, shoot, I left my CD player in my, you know, semi-truck. And then I went to their website and to see if there's any downloads. And I was able to download that software. It's like a special update software, like a piece of software that updates your tuner. I found it on their website, so I downloaded it, installed it, and then it says connect your tuner. So there's a USB cable here, and there's that special car cable. So I connected the USB cable, and it was writing something. It was like 300 files, you know, it was writing. So I guess they have these sitting at a warehouse somewhere, maybe because my car is 2017, but that's what this thing looks like very cheap plastic, kind of like, I don't know, cost me almost 400 bucks Canadian. But of course it's not this, it's what's inside, like the tunes, how it modifies your car performance. But looks very, very cheaply made, you know, like a whole bunch of buttons. There's that's your yeah, that's the USB port. That's how you connect it to the computer. And over here, that's the bigger, it's like HDMI almost, like, looks like HDMI size. That's where you connect the you know, the big cable from the car. And also I was able to do some freeway testing yesterday and today. Until recently, mostly I was driving either on 2-lane highways with limited speed, you know, with low speed limit, or in the city. And what I saw is that, so it's kind of like a quick, you know, experience after like, what, 2 weeks of ownership, is that, yeah, the fuel mileage, of course, you don't buy this car to drive around the city, you know, and do shopping. Even though the trunk is actually pretty big. I was surprised. It's very, you know, long. Yeah, in the city, you know, I get, I don't know, 12-13 liters per 100 kilometers. But I'm okay with that because, you know, you buy this car if you don't do a lot of miles or kilometers. So for me, it's perfect. I really enjoyed driving it in the city. It picks up speed like amazing, and that exhaust kit had a profound impact on how the car performs, you know, believe it or not, because of the size of the pipes, increased size, and now the exhaust gets out faster. So I was really happy with the exhaust, you know. We'll do it again for sure. But so on the freeway, the fuel mileage meter goes down quite a bit, like basically shows less liters per 100 kilometers, like, you know, from like 14 something overnight it went to like 13.1 liters. which is already pretty decent. So I know on the freeway, if you do a lot of freeway driving, this is a great car, you know. Like V8 would be much worse. So this is V6, plenty of horsepower. I like, you know, it pushes me in the seat when I pick up speed. Like these, you know, 2017 V6, I don't know. It's I really love it. I don't see any point whatsoever to get into V8. Why? Just to pay more insurance and add like 20,000 bucks Canadian to the cost of the car. So on the freeway, great fuel mileage, and it has mine has a 6-speed manual, right? Now the way they gear these I think it's 3.15 rear-axle ratio, so it's very fast. So in gear 5 at 3,000 RPM, I'm doing 120 kilometers an hour, 75 miles per hour. It's like 2950, 29, but let's just say 3,000. So at 3,000, you're at 75 miles per hour, 120 kilometers an hour. And the response is immediate on the throttle, and the car sounds very nice. But, you know, 3,000, that's not very practical, right? So then you switch to gear 6, and right away at the same speed your RPM drops to almost 2,000, just like 2050, you know, just over 2,000, and you get drone, you know, it's not too bad, but it's like, you know, like the car kind of like is telling you that it doesn't like 2,000 RPM. And actually I felt that even in the city, like if you get the RPM kind of like locked down to 2,000, it doesn't like it. It starts, you know, and you feel like it gets a bit sluggish. So for performance, I think it likes somewhere around 2,500. But you know, our speed limits over here are 100 kilometers an hour. So 120 is okay. You know, 130, you already can get a ticket. 140 for sure. And so in gear 6, you're at 120 kilometers an hour, pretty much the limit. You know, kind of like semi-official limit for our freeways over here. That's what it's like normal, right? 120 is normal, but I'm only 2,000 RPM, and I hear this drone, right? So I want to get rid of drone, so I need to increase my RPM. But then at 2,200 RPM, the car is already doing 130 kilometers an hour, you know. So actually, yeah, and I played with these to get the fix on the RPM, and so that's what I found, that for sure. So 3,000 RPM in gear 5 is 120 kilometers an hour. I cannot even tell you what 3,000 is in gear 6 is, because that would be crazy fast. Because yeah, 2,000 RPM in gear 6 is 120 kilometers an hour. So basically gear 6, it would be great to test like how fast this car can really go, you know, like it's basically, I'm gonna call it US gear, you know, because in US, right, like Pennsylvania or New York, it's 65 miles per hour, but most other places it's 70, 75, and of course, if that's the legal speed limit, most cops will be okay with you doing 5 or 10 over, you know. So if it's 70, you should not get a ticket until 80 miles per hour, you know. So gear 6 in this car, because of this super fast axle ratio, is it's a bit too fast, you know, like with this kind of setup. So what I'm gonna do today, like I wanted to do the install now, but I forgot my my grip, so now I'm just using my t-shirt on the dash of my, like my sweater on the dash of the Ford. I have no way to put this camera, but luckily over here in the middle, just over the fans facing me, there's actually pretty level space, but I forgot my grip. So we're gonna do once again, we're gonna do exhaust test, just to show you guys the sound of the exhaust, because I think now it sounds a bit louder since the car kind of like is breaking in still. I only have a couple hundred miles on it, even not that. And so we're gonna do that kind of like control test of the sound, and then I'm gonna install this because it's already all updated. All I need to do is just hook it up to my port, and then we'll do a test again of the exhaust, and then I'm gonna use my GoPro. And later today, I'm driving towards Jordan Station, Ontario. Booked a hotel over there near the marina. Very nice area. So I'm bringing my camera, my big wildlife camera, and because tomorrow early morning I'm driving to New York, across the border to that Iroquois wildlife park. So lots of birds in there, so I'll have lots of time now to test this car on a freeway, and also in US, except that on that side over there it's only 65 miles per hour, you know, and there's cops everywhere. So but anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna test it before and after the sound exhaust, because I think something is gonna change, and then we're gonna do freeway testing after the install, and I'll tell you what I think. Stay tuned, let's do it. So that was the sound on 91 gas with K&N filter and Flowmaster exhaust. So now let's install the Hypertech tuner and do this again. The magic is happening right here. Some weird messages on the dash, but I think it was the same last time. They should disappear after everything is installed. Please turn the key to off, then press OK to continue. Alright. Well, it says successful. I unplugged the programmer. Let's just see if it starts, because sometimes you can get some very unusual results. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and we have no faults, ladies and gentlemen. That's really cool. Okay, let me shut it off. We'll do the same noise test. Doesn't sound any different, but you never know. We gotta be scientific about this, right? I think it sounds better, you know? Now let's do a driving test. Okay, we're recording. Cool. Well, just give me 1 second. I'm going to Ancaster, Ontario. I'm doing an upgrade on my camera. Henry's Ancaster. Here we go. Directions. Yeah, my location. Come on. 50 kilometers. All right. Alrighty then. Yeah, incidentally, I'm a big believer in using Google Maps. That's what I use on my big truck, on my semi-truck over there. I think we're gonna... What's the temperature? 22. Yeah, it's probably gonna get hot. Well, for the experiment's sake, let's just use regular fan. Okay, which way I'm going here? Did it start? Okay, 401 to... Oh, it's sending me over there. No way. I'm going on 401. Yeah, this road, this place where I'm going is kind of like south of here. But since we're doing the testing, right? And so what I did, by the way, like there was a few options there when tuning. So first of all, I just filled up 91 gas, because here in Canada it does not have ethanol. It's like pure gas, you know. 89, 87 has a varying percentage of ethanol, but 91 and higher, no, 91 at Shell and Canadian Tire, no ethanol. So it's a much better performance. And when I was doing the programming, that's the only two options I chose. I chose 91 performance, and I changed the throttle response to sport. And then when I went into that sport thing, it gave me 4 options. Like inside the sport mode, actually there was a sport, performance, street, and mileage. So all I did was I chose first I chose sport, but then I chickened out and I changed it to street. And the tuner said, warning, you're only changing 2 options, everything else will be... Well, I don't know, it seems louder, I don't know. And a bit faster, if that's possible. This car was already fast. I love this car. because see, now I'm at 120, just over 120k an hour, and you see that throbbing, kind of like. So it does want to, the car feels like it really wants to have at least 2250, like the next thing on the tachometer. So some people would call it drone because it's kind of like hollow sound. Inside the car. Now you have a pretty good idea how it sounds before and after the tuning. Like, once again, I decided to go kind of like conservative, so of course, this tuner, it's a combination of 91 gas and the tuner, because before actually I used 87 gas because it was still the free gas I got from the dealer when I bought the car, and I always use 91 gas here in Canada on my vehicles. So very happy with wait a second. Where am I going? Shoot. This is 6 North. I need 6 South towards Hamilton. out for some people, but I love it. Might even switch to that delete kit from Flowmaster, because maybe it'll actually make the sound a bit cleaner, because right now around 2000 RPM, you see, that's when it starts kind of like